Okay, welcome back to activity 2, video 2. Now your Amber video or image should look something like this. You have Amber's head, you have a transparency in the background, but if you notice when you get really close, you're going to see these jagged edges. That's a concern when you do your erasing function. When you erase it, you get these jagged edges and they just don't look good, they don't look sightly, so we're gonna ease those out today. That's our objective for now, is to use the blur tool. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add another layer just so that you can see what I'm doing better. You don't need to do this, I'm just showing you so for your benefit. So I'm going to create a layer, I'm going to put this on the bottom, I'm going to select a color, I think purple actually is fine, and then I'm going to fill it in. And now you can see much more clear my boundaries here between my Amber image and the background, right? So you can clearly see here that we've got some nice jagged edges going on. Alright, so how do we fix that? We don't want those jagged edges because they just don't look good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our blur section, and here, just like our eraser, we have different sizes for our blur eraser. We have all the different things, and we can do sharpen as well, blur and sharpen. I've chosen the hard point. You can choose blurry or soft points as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap here. So, oops, I've got my layer selected, so I'm going to select back here. This layer here doesn't really matter. It doesn't do anything. I could turn it on and off. It's just for you to have a better clue of what I'm doing. So when I click here, you can see it blurs. Now, I'm zoomed in quite a bit, so if I zoom out, you can see it does a much better job of getting rid of the jagged edges. Now the biggest problem with the blur icon is that you can overdo it. So you see here, I've basically overdone it. Now you see her hair is just transitioning into the background and turning to mush. We don't want that. We want something more clear, more just a bit more less jagged and not so much blurred into the background. The best way to do it, I have my size on 10. That's probably a good idea. I'm going to zoom in and I'm just going to tap. As I go along, I'm just tapping. I'm not overholding it. I'm not doing it too much. I'm just tapping it. So as we go along the edges, it just smooths out the area. And once I tap, you can notice that. Let's zoom out a bit. Right. So when I'm at full scale, as 100, this is 100%. But let me zoom in a bit. You can't really notice it here, but on the other side you definitely notice the jagged edges, right? So you notice that there's a smooth transition here, and that's all you're really doing for now. Alright, so once you're done, your image should be smoothed out all the way along, and then you can make sure you save and join me for video 3.